This may seem odd, but imagine a world where four forces act seamlessly as one. That's the power of net-centric warfare. One Navy, one Air Force, one Marines, one Army, one force. Northrop Grumman, defining the future.
From the Watergate building in Washington, this is Hotline TV. Now here are Hotline editors Chuck Todd and John Mercurio.
Hi everybody, I'm John Mercurio.
And I'm Chuck Todd. Welcome to Hotline TV. Congress went out with a bang last week, and when it looked like the Republicans were on the verge of a comeback, out came Bob Woodward. Mark Foley stepped neatly on all of that news. John, what do you make of Congress's September swan song? And at this point, does it even matter?
You know, it probably does matter, but will it actually have any sort of impact on the campaign? Doubtful at this point. What was September? What was the end of September for them? Detainee treatment bill.
It was going to be security.
September
was about security.
It was all about,
and it looked good.
About security.
They made Democrats do some weak votes on terrorism.
That came out right at the end of September that showed that people still trusted Democrats on the issue of Iraq, national security being different. But at the end of a month, when you think they want that focus to be on national security, for Democrats to be ahead on the issue of Iraq so strongly,
not only
is
that,
a problem.
We had a whole series of polls coming out in Senate races from Mason-Dixon, MSNBC, McClatchy that showed all those things. What was interesting is they were all conducted during this sort of, like you said, this peak time for Republicans on security.
Mm-hmm.
And Democrats were tied or ahead in pretty much every race they needed to be tied or ahead in. I mean, There was no good news for Republicans other than this.
Frankly,
election day is not today.
They wanted to go into, into the first weekend of October with talk on the weekend Sunday talk shows about the accomplishments of the Republican-led Congress. The Bill Frist wanted his swan song to be something about this compromise on the detainee treatment
and don't
bill.
forget the immigration thing that they thought they were getting, building a wall.
And
instead,
what did anybody talk about? There was Bob Woodward's book.
Well, right. If they weren't talking about Mark Foley,
right, they were talking
about whether Colin Powell got fired and whether Don Rumsfeld almost got fired,
and whether the administration was trying to cover up a warning that they got from the CIA director.
It turned into the last part of last week was pretty much as bad of a exit as the Republicans, Congressional Republicans, could have planned. Mm-hmm. The Democrats couldn't have planned to say, what can we do to really mess up their exit? They couldn't have sabotaged it any better.
Right. And again, 5 weeks before an election, it's a big problem. We'll see what kind of October surprise the GOP comes up with now. That does it for today's show. I'm John Mercurio.
And I'm Chuck Todd. We'll catch you tomorrow on Hotline TV.